Wednesday, Mountain Hood Territory. It's 12:30, and that means it is Mountain Hood Territory Live, and I'm doing one of the favorite things I get to do for my job. I'm at a winery. Bet you're jealous. We are here at Whiskey Hill Winery in Canby. We're right off of Barlow Road, and I am joined by Chris, who's entirely too tall for this broadcast in my short stature. We're going to let him be on the air today anyway, because this is one of the newer wineries in Mountain Hood Territory, and they're also on our new Mountain Hood Territory tasting trail, where you can try out 12 different wineries for only $20. We'll talk more about that later, but first, Chris, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Glad to be here. Tell us about the winery and your philosophy here, because you guys have a kind of a unique way of doing things.
So basically the way we got into the wine stuff was years ago. My wife's parents who owned the farm, Gary and Karen Polstaway, started doing weddings and events. And when we started doing that, we had to plant grapes in order to meet zoning requirements. So we were growing them and had them for large wineries, and literally one day we were sitting at breakfast and I was like, how hard could making wine be? So
I can drink it, how hard could it be to make it?
Yeah, exactly, right? So we went from breakfast to McMinnville and bought some stuff to make wine and started playing with it. The first batch wasn't like good or probably want to drink, but it's gotten better from there. And so when we did that, we started out with our Polstawaite's label for our Polstawaite's vineyards. And so we started out with custom stuff. So we started sending our grapes out and having them made for us. And that's how we got everything going. So recently, Memorial Day weekend, we released our Whiskey Hill label, which is all done in-house. And it's a total blast for us. So we're really, really happy to finally have something that we've done 100% from start to finish.
And it's been, coming along really quickly, because you guys only started this like, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, well, so the grapes went in about 2009, 2010, and then the first custom stuff was done in 2012. And so the tasting room itself actually opened last April.
Okay.
So we're a little over almost a year and a half.
Now, you guys are specializing in a lot of like small batch, handcrafted wines. You're not out there looking to make, 1,000 barrels or anything. It's kind of that small family feel. And you get that. I mean, you're the one making the wine, you're the one pouring, you get that authentic experience when somebody comes here.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's been a blast. It's our biggest production this year was 90 cases, and that was our white Pinot. And it's all a family thing. We everything from our pressing to our bottling. I mean, our bottling this year is all hand bottling. You shove it on a little spout, it comes out. You go through and it's a hand corker. My brother-in-law Dan actually did 1,100 corks on a hand corker straight without stopping. It's
really big biceps now.
Yeah.
He's ready for Vegas.
Yeah, and then my other brother-in-law Ryan did a ton of work, and my father-in-law. So I mean, the four of us spent probably a day cranking out 200 cases.
Wow.
And it was which is small in the grand scheme of things, but for us it was a ton of fun.
Now, you mentioned, the event venue. That's actually what this property was first and foremost before the wine came along. And we're going to show you as much as we can as Wi-Fi will allow us to get out there. But the grounds here are absolutely beautiful. I mean, you guys must be really popular for weddings and stuff.
Yeah, it's been a fun thing to get going. Like I said, that's how all this started. My in-laws really got that going. The grapes were part of the zoning requirements in order to do it. And the weddings are phenomenally popular. There's a ton of pictures if you can't make it outside on our website. Polstawaite's.com is where all the wedding venue photos are.
How many people can one of your weddings hold? What's your top limit for your venue?
It totally depends. If I answer the question wrong, my wife will not be happy. But
we don't want that to happen.
I think inside the fire marshal says 199 people.
Wow.
And outside, it can range.
Now, what's the lead time? I mean, people need to really plan ahead, or do you have some openings still?
It's almost a year in advance.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's how good they're doing, folks.
Yeah.
So before you get engaged, plan the venue first, and then maybe hopefully you find somebody.
It happens.
Yeah, it works. I've got a deadline until next year to get married. I need to find a spouse first.
Yeah.
The other than weddings, what are some of the other types of events you guys have out here?
We have something booked for the county next spring. We did a old time country fair earlier this year. We actually did a fundraiser for the Orchard Falls Badge Foundation, which helps cover costs of police officer funerals in the state of Oregon and somebody's killed. So we were able to raise, I think it was $1,089.03 for them.
Wow.
I still have a bunch of the check and cash to give them. So we've done events like that. And we do some concerts in the winter where we do some Christmas concerts and dinners and winemakers and stuff like that.
I want to get Molly, I should turn and pan over to that photo real quick. I'll stop talking so she can do that. That's actually the view, one of the views you get from the fields here at Whiskey Hill Winery, Polstawaite's Vineyard. It's absolutely amazing. So you can see why this place is such a popular venue for weddings and other events. I mean, you can't get much better than that in terms of a backdrop for a wedding. That's just gorgeous.
It's pretty impressive when the clouds let us see it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. We're gonna take a walk real quick because I want to show a little bit of the grounds as we can. Like I said, as Wi-Fi will allow us. You got to remember, we're in Canby. We're out in the country, so the cell signal's not quite as strong as it would for Facebook Live. But I mean, look at the beautiful views here. Kind of talk about what your guys' philosophy and perspective is when maintaining these grounds.
You know, we looked around at a lot of stuff when we thought about tasting rooms, and one of the biggest things we wanted to make it feel a little more warm and welcoming and homey. And so, not the big stainless granite stuff all over the place. And luckily, my wife and her mother are incredible groundskeepers and incredible with flowers, and so they make up for a lot of things that I'm terrible at.
Now, how many acres is the property?
77 and a half is,
Wow.
is
Okay.
the total acreage. So.
And so, I mean, that's got to be a handful keeping up on that all the time. But
You know, luckily the two of them do a lot of work and they do a great job, and her dad, and so it's definitely takes the whole family to get it all done.
I mean, this is a labor of love. I mean, I can't imagine being able to wake up every day and come out to this. I mean, it is truly just a gorgeous, gorgeous property. This is a little slice of heaven here.
Thank you.
Well, let's go back in. We're going to try some wines, which, oh, darn, we have to do that. But we touched on it a little bit earlier, but I want to hear a little bit more kind of on your philosophy on making wines. What do you choose, when you're coming up with something? What inspires you? What do you want to do when you come up with each new variety?
A lot of accident and mistake. Seriously, when we planted the vines, it's all one clone. It's not multiple clones of Pinot. So we actually have 15 acres of Dijon 115 Pinot Noir. So that's all we have because it was intended to be sold. So we've done a couple different things with that, which has been a total blast. And so the first one I'll have you try is our white Pinot Noir.
And this is something I didn't even know existed until the first time I visited here. Is white Pinot Noir. It sounds almost, contradictory, counterintuitive, but it's a thing. Who knew?
Yeah.
How does that happen between regular Pinot Noir that most people are familiar with?
Screwing it up. So I'm not kidding. So the first time we made this, we were trying to make rosé, and I didn't know how to make rosé. And so we, like I said, how hard do I make it, right? We went through and we made it, and everything got really dark, and I thought it was done. And so we took it off, pressed it, racked it, and we filtered it. And we actually took it to a winery next door, and I was all proud of it. And I had this rosé in a bottle. We made a little label for it. I took it to him, and he said, "This is not rosé at all. It's actually a white Pinot, and it's not terrible." So we have kept making it since then, and it's just a much lighter than a rosé. We actually do two different pressings on it. One all the 50 psi, as hard as the press will go, and then one down to 20 psi, as light as the press will go. So we get a very acidic juice, and we get a very tannin-driven juice. We ferment them separately and then blend them back at the end to get a very light flavor.
Well, if that's messing up, that's like the best mistake ever.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that is really good, and it's got a nice, brightness to it that, without having like kind of that sharpness that you get from a lot of whites. That is really good. I could definitely have an entire bottle of that.
It was funny. So that one we go through, and there's something going on with our group over here. There's a group called Cascade Foothills Wine Growers, who we would not exist without. They're all incredible. We submitted this for a list of top 10 wines for the east side of the valley that the Statesman Journal was doing. And when we submitted it, I forgot to bring it for the reporter. And then we didn't have labels on it, so I printed one off and scotch taped it to the side of the bottle. So that's what
This is how I would make wine if I did it.
That's literally what happened.
Ask my hey honey, can I borrow your glue stick for a second?
Yeah, well, I couldn't find a glue stick, so that's why I used scotch tape. But yeah, in the picture from the paper, you can still see the scotch tape on the side of the bottle from it. So yeah, it was kind of funny.
Well, now it looks like here that you did manage to pull off a rosé.
Yes.
So your second time's a charm on this one, I'm guessing.
Yes. So this is what rosé is supposed to be more of. This is our 2015 Pinot Noir rosé. It's kind of a unique rosé. We pick it at the same time as our Pinot. Sometimes you'll pick rosé much earlier than your normal Pinot. So we pick it a little later. We get a much more mellow rosé out of it, not as much acid, and we get a beautiful rosy color to it for variation.
Yeah, I mean the color is gorgeous. I mean that is like really just smooth and just that's really nice. Get a nice shot there. I mean that is a beautiful color.
A lot of luck.
I think you've got some skill. I think you're a little self-deprecating there, man, because I mean these first two have been incredible. And again, this is all from Pinot Noir grapes. People,
Yes.
Hear Pinot Noir, they just expect big, fruity, bold red wines, but you're pulling out all different sorts of things. I mean, how do you do that?
It's so for these, there's a couple different things that go different through the process, but the biggest thing for us, where we get these three are actually all the exact same grape. It's skin contact is basically what changes it. So there's almost no skin contact with this. This goes straight from our vines into the totes, and then it goes into the press, and that's where you do 2 different pressings on it. So there's no crushing and destemming or skin contact with it at that point. And then the rosé gets a soak of about 17 hours, and so that soak on 17 hours with the skins, the juice, the meat, the seeds, all gives it a little bit of color and a little bit more tannin. And the ferment on the red actually takes place, which is where you pull out a lot of your tannin and colors.
Okay. Well, now we got to go to the traditional Pinot Noir. I mean, what people normally expect. So tell us a little bit about this one.
So this one is kind of a fun one. It's a single clone, single vineyard Pinot. It's all from right here. It's been a total blast to make. It's our first time doing it in a large batch, and my first time working with barrels. So it was kind of fun. It's been a really fun one to work with. About 19 months in oak and all French oak.
Now, what year were these harvested in?
2014 on this one actually. So
Okay.
this one's actually a year older than these.
Okay. You know, that's what you expect from a Pinot. I mean, good fruit flavors and nice and smooth. I mean, it doesn't have too much tannins. That is fantastic. Again, I think you're doing well there.
Well, thank you.
So, I mean, what was the first wine that you actually created and said, all right, that's the one. We actually have something here.
It wasn't the first one.
No.
But,
But what was the first one?
The first one was a Pinot. We tried to make a Pinot, and it was a blast. I mean, it was one of those things where we did it as a family, and everybody got together, and every time we did something, it was racking and drinking wine. It wasn't stuff that we ever sold. It was just to play with. The first one we made that we really had a blast with was when we made the white Pinot for the first time. It came out and it got done, and we're like, wow, this is something you can actually drink. And we really pleased. I've done a sweet version of it in the past, or a semi-sweet version, and we just need to have a little better bottling line in order to bottle that someday, because it pre-ferments in the bottle.
How many different wineries around actually do a white Pinot? Because it's something I would not. Lord knows I am not like the be-all and end-all of wine knowledge. Not at all. I just know what I like. But I hadn't heard of a white Pinot until actually I came here. So are you the only one doing that, or is it pretty rare?
No, there's a lot of people who do it. I know Caluso Vineyards down in Omsville does one.
Okay.
I know Hanson Vineyards does one, which is right down the road from us.
Another great winery. They're on our trail as well.
Yep. And then there's a bunch of wineries over on the west side that do them.
Okay.
They're incredible white Pinots. Some of them actually go through a secondary fermentation or a malolactic fermentation, and then they get barrel aged. And so they have a totally different taste than this. They're still phenomenal. There's a lot of Pinot in the valley, so you're starting to see a lot of people do some really cool things with it.
What's your favorite wine that you've created?
The rosé. It has a beautiful color to it. It's very mellow. It's good on a hot day. It's one of my favorites.
So like after a long day of work, and is that what you're going to sit down and enjoy as you kind of relax and decompress?
Yeah, or whatever's open. Yeah.
What do we got open? All right.
Yeah, that'll work. It's perfect. It's not perfect. That's a bad word.
I would say it's pretty close. I'll go with that. Now, one of the really great benefits, though, I mean, so people come here for their weddings or whatever. I mean, obviously, there's going to be a benefit there. They've got wine built in, too. So, I mean, that's going to be a nice little bonus for them and then for you when selling the venue either way.
Yeah, it's not something we make people use. We only make several different types of wines.
So why would you not want to?
Yeah, a lot of people do. So we kind of let people pick what they would like to use. We do have a lot of people that choose to use it, and that's awesome. Yeah.
How much does it cost to come out here and taste?
We charge $5 per person, and then we waive one tasting fee per bottle purchased. And or the wine trail passport is another excellent way to come see us. We're on a couple of passports as well.
Do you have any sort of like a club or something where people can do that, or do you just say, no, come on, taste it, we'll look you up?
We do have a wine club. We just got to go here a couple weeks ago. Members get 4 free tastings per visit. They get 10% off of our events we have, and then it's 3 bottles twice a year.
Awesome. Well, you alluded to it, so I appreciate that. He's going to take my job doing good at plugging things and stuff, but we've got our new Mount Hood Territory tasting pass. You can taste from 12 different wineries for only $12 or $20. So 12 for 20. It's actually a $60 value, so you're saving $40 by buying the tasting pass. It's actually, you can get it at omht.us/tasting pass. If you check this out later on YouTube, we'll actually have the URL on there. We've got 12 wineries, and I've actually got my piece of paper so I can read them, because otherwise I will forget somebody, and I don't want to do that. because they're all awesome wineries, and they span throughout the entire territory, from Wilsonville, Canby, Oregon City, on up to Sandy, so really the entire county. We've got Beckham Estate Winery, which has got some great wines, plus some beautiful art by Andrew Beckham, and he does a phenomenal process where he actually ages some of those wines in clay amphorae, which are clay pots, kind of using an old style. It's actually really cool to see how that works. Boudicat Winery in Sandy, Christopher Bridge Winery, they were our first Facebook Live video. Forest Edge, Hanson Vineyards, mentioned earlier, just down the road here on Barlow Road. Kings Raven Winery, Ribera Vineyard, St. Joseph's, kind of the pioneer in Oregon wines. Terravina Wines, Via Catalana in Oregon City with some beautiful views there. Whiskey Hill, of course, and Wooden Shoe. So you can taste some really awesome wines. Again, $20 for 12 tastes. That's a pretty good deal in anybody's book, yeah. So I urge you to check out omht.us/tasting pass is where you can find out more about that. Chris, give us your website, phone number, all that kind of stuff so people can find you out there. You're on social media as well, so just give all the information.
It's the website the weddings go through is www.postalwaits.com. The winery is under www.whiskeyhillwinery.com or postalwaitsvineyards.com, and our Facebook page is Whiskey Hill Winery and Postal Waits. So
awesome. So if you're ever in the area of Canby, check them out. They're also right down the road from St. Joseph's Winery, so you can knock a couple spots there right off the pass, then head down to Hanson. You've got some great stuff there. And you've got a lot of reason to be in Canby. That's actually, we're going to be broadcasting again next week when we're broadcasting live from the Clackamas County Fair. Until then, we'll see you there next week, Wednesday, 12:30-ish at Mount Hood Territory Live. See you next week. Thanks for joining us.